Why, hello there. Let's make sure everything is happy here. That's good. That's good. That looks good. I think we're good. Rid of that. Okie dokie. That's not good. We gotta fix that. There we go. That's better. All right. Just my stuff here. Enjoying the hoodie weather. So, here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to tweak that a little bit. I need to stop and do testing for the map controller. I thought my implementation was correct. I was pretty confident in it. And to be fair, it was. But there was a dart bug or feature. I don't know. Not sure if it's actually a bug. Or if I just, didn't understand that it would not be a good idea to do that, to use filled twice in a nested array. Either way, we've learned. But I don't want to spend another day chasing that kind of a thing. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and make the smallest map I can, which I think is going to be a 3x3, which kind of sucks, but that's what it's going to have to be. Sucks from the standpoint of it's still going to be a lot of stuff to do. But that's where we're going to start today. So in here, I need tiles. Tiles have a UUID. Let's use the correct quotes. Tiles have a location, which is represented as an array right now. That is going to eventually need to be changed. It's just a leftover, and it's not right, but we're going to deal with it. Description. This is going to say that, same way it did over there. We need a verbose for you. Like so. And connections, which is a list of strings. That's going to be empty for a hot second, right? We need to grab a valid UUID. This one will be 0, 1. Nope, I lied. 1, 0. Doesn't really matter as long as we get them all in there, but this one will be 2, 0. This one will be 0, 1. Zero, 2. I've done that wrong. That's fine. We'll circle back. I've done it partially wrong anyway. And this is why I was trying to avoid doing this manually, because it's going to suck. We need to have in here a 1, 1, because this is the Y. The second one is the Y. And then a 2, 1. And we'll come back and fill in UUIDs here in a minute too. And this is 0, 2. There shouldn't be a 3. What am I doing? Losing my mind. That's what I'm doing. This should be 1, 2. 1, 2. And 2, 2. Okay, so we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's all correct. Let's give you all some IDs here. And I don't want to steal any of the other IDs. It won't really matter, but just... we'll just keep like and like here. That should have been that. Did I... I got sidetracked there. Grabbed the wrong one. Okay, you... 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 You. Okay. Double check here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good there. Okay, now we need to make connections. Why don't I just copy this? Well, because all the quotes are wrong. Some of the data is going to be wrong. And it's going to be too many, and I don't want to have that many in here. We want this to be a little bit more maintainable. So we need an ID for this one, and we can borrow this. That's fine. I forgot to put you inside of brackets. That'll be important. And then we need origin, which is right now a list of int. Oh, I totally forgot to do these, and I should. And I'm not stopping to swap these to being a better encoding just yet, because it's going to require changing the server as well, because it parses these files as well. So I want to do that all in one change. Okay, there we go. There's that. Origin for this one can be 0, 0. I'm happy with that. Destination for this one can be... It'd be nice to replace this entirely, because this came from a time before we could easily resolve where things came from. But that's a future change too. That's that. Exit description. Obvious. Exit. Okay. And then because this one goes from 0, 0 to 0, 1, we put you in here. Inside your quotes, though. Okay. Now, if we envision... I don't have any place to put a... But if you imagine you've got this, right? So this guy's going to have 1, 2, 3 connections, and then these guys will have one back to them. They live in separate rooms, so that's easy-ish to deal with. We only need to worry about the ones attached to this room specifically. So we need to go from there. We need to go put in another connection, 0, 0, and you go to 1, 1. Yes, that'll be and that'll be from the northwest to the southeast, like so. We'll grab you a nice new ID. You go into the list for room number 1. One more for you. You go to 0, 1 as well. This is just straight up from the north to the south. Obvious exits. You go in there. You can be from 1, 0 to 0, 0. That'll be from the east to the west. And this sucks. This is why I didn't want to do this manually. This is why I built an entire editor, but we'll soldier through here real quick. You can be from 1, 0. We did 0, 0. We should do 2, 0. Like so. We have lots of good formatted IDs we can just borrow from here. Oop. Oop. I screwed that up. There we go. Dart have a mock library you can use to generate a mock JSON. Maybe, but I would rather just generate a map. What I would really like to do is use the editor to do this, but obviously that didn't work well yesterday, and I found issues with the way Dart handled filling the array, and I don't want to end up in that same situation again. So I'm gonna stop and eat my Brussels sprouts. It would be more work to write something one-off to generate this, I think. Okay, so 1 to 2, boop. 1, 0, we need to do 1, 1, north, south. Grab you. Did I put that up there? I'm pretty sure I did. 80EE, or 8E00 rather. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, we need to also do north, south. We need to do 2, 1. Did that backwards. Okay. you're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So one more. You need to go. We did backwards that way. We did south already. Yep. So just southeast. Which is going to be 0, 1. Yes. Up here. To 0. Will not have anything to the right of it, so it's only going to be 1, 0. Only to the left. And the east to the west. Yep, that's accurate. You belong in here. We need 1 to the south. Grab another ID. You. We need to go to the southwest. So that would look like 1, 1. Yes. Up here. But yeah, this is why I decided to just try to YOLO it, but obviously didn't work. Okay, so you would have 1, 2, 3. That's accurate. Next row down. Like, it's not terribly hard. It's just annoying. Okay, so this is 0, 1, which needs to go. We'll just start in the northwest, I suppose. So that's... Well, you won't have northwest. You'll have north. 0, 0. And like I said, some of this also is... It predates some of the more recent quality of life things that were implemented with moving and such. But we can't really make the change right now. Because now I think we could actually resolve some of these, like the entrance and exit, automatically, and leave them blank unless they need to be set to something. We probably still want to do this for testing anyway, even if we could do that. We got that. You go here. And we do another. You're still 0, 1. We did north. We need to do northeast. So that is going to be 1, 0. You. Okay, and now we need to do east. Like so. And then south. Get down there. Oop. And then that one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we should have in total. I think I might have missed a diagonal in here. Check in a second. Yeah, I've only got 4 in here. I think I missed southeast. Which would look like 1, 2. Yeah. Go. Okay, now for 1, 1. This is going to be the guy that's in the middle, so he'll have the most connections. So we'll start with, let's just say northwest. It's going to be 0, 1. No, 0, 0. Northwest. Did I screw up that one? 0, 1, 1, 2. To the southeast from the northwest. From the northwest, so 1, 1 to 0, 0. From the northwest to the north. Yeah, okay, that's accurate. No. That should be northeast. Now I'm all confused. Okay, so the exit is when you leave in that direction. So this is 0, 1 to 1, 2, which is south and east. This is wrong. This is southwest to the southeast. No. Have I been messing these up? So like this one is 5150. So it's a north. Enter from the south, exit to the north. Yeah, I really need to make this less confusing. This is who, okay, so you're entering from the south when you've used this. So in the case of this being a diagonal, you're entering from the northwest. And you exit to the southeast. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's correct. It really doesn't matter for this, but like it'd be good to be close to a real map. So this one, you enter from the southeast. Wait. Yes. You leave to the northwest because it is going up that way. All right. Confusion solved. At least momentarily. A question, would not there be a security issue like there's a UID in screen? Are you going to steal my UUIDs? You have to tell me if you steal my UUIDs. Hi. Hi to you as well. You go there. What is going on here? There we go. Okay. You are north. So from 1, 1 to 0, 0, that's no. 0, we're on the second row, 1, 0. South. No, just curious about that. What makes you think there would be a security issue with having just plain old UUIDs for a config file on a screen? Okay, we need to do a northeast, so you would be 2, 0 still. west, northeast. All right. Now we need to do 1 to the east. 1, 1. Should be 2, 1. Like so. Let's do southeast now. That's going to be still 2, but this will be 2 as well. Wait, did I just grab the same ID? I did. Okay, so we did southeast. Let's just do south now. It's gonna be 1, just 1, 2. Like so. Now we need to do southwest. Still gonna be 2, but it's gonna be 0. Yes. You. You. And I think I need one more. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it should be 8. Because it's in a square, right? So I must be missing west. Which would be 0, 1. Yes. We need an ID. And you go. With your friends. Okay, that was the big one. Now we need to go from 2, 1 and do a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, and we go, what is the best Git workflow for solo developers? What do you mean? I just, I make branches for things just because it helps keep things organized. And then I make commits and then merge them. I keep it simple. So we need to go, let's do, because this one won't have anything to the east, let's just do north first. So 2, 0. And then don't forget this. You go on 2, 1. You we'll do northwest. So that'll be 1, 1. No, 1, 0. From the southeast, northwest. You in here, like so. And then let's do just straight west. Which is that. Like so. We'll need to do southwest. That will be still 1. Wait. This will be 2. Yes. And you. And then one more, which is to the south, which brings us to our 5, which seems correct to me. So it used to be 2, 2. Like so. You go with your friends here. Okay. 3 more boxes. 3 more rooms. So we need to start in 0, 2. And that's going to be on the other side. So it'll also have... No, it won't have 5. Because there's nothing below it either. So it'll have 1, 2, 3. That's it. That sounds about right. Yeah. From 0, 2. I need to fix this really quick though. This is I don't even know what's going on here. Stop it. Do that. There. 0, 2, right? Yes. From 0, 2. We need to go north. That one first, so 0, 1. Get you up here. We need to do northeast, which will be 1, 1. And then we will do one more that is just east, which is 1, 2. Like so. Okay, next one is in the middle of the bottom row. So it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, also 5. That'll be 1, 2. So let's say, we'll start in the northeast again. So that will be 0, 1. South. East. No. West. Yes. That scroll bar grab handle will be just a little bit bigger. You're on 1, 2. Yes, okay. All right, now we'll do north. So from 1, 2, that's 1, 1. From the south to the north. You join your friend. Northeast. So that will be 2, 1. Like so. Do we do east? No, we started in northeast. We should have started in the east. That's fine. We can circle back and do east. From the west to the east. That would put us in 0, 2. And just double check. Did 0, 1. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Pretty sure that's correct. Because we've got northeast, which is east and up. So that's correct. We've got north, which is still at the 1, but up 1. We've got northeast. So it's one more over and then up one. So that's correct. Because we're at 1, 2 here. And then 0, 2 is to, that's actually to the west. That's what's going on. And then we need to do one that is actually to the east, which is 2, 2. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. Last box is going to be over in the corner here. So we need to do 1, 2, 3. 3 for you as well. So from 2, 2. I need to go 2, 1. That's my north. You like so. And then we need to do one that is to the northwest. So that's going to be 1 over on the X and 1 up. So there. Like so. And you can join your friend here. And then one more for to the west, which will be 1, 2. Last one. Perfect. Okay. That sucked a little bit, but we got it done. Hopefully without too many oopses. Like so. Okay. Now. What did I change in the map controller? Or the editor test map? Oh, I accidentally pasted an ID there. That's what happened when I lost that one somewhere along the way. Okay. But now we should only have controller test. Okay. Manually create test map. Okay. Meow. And collapse that. What did I test for the other controllers? Attribute. I test loading you and then reading or writing you to the file again, I think. Which I probably want to do most of that same stuff, but I need to do... My checking needs to be a little bit more rigorous. And I don't have any helpers like that in there now, so I can get away without not doing those. The loading is the main one, really. So we're going to do the same thing here that we did over here. You don't actually take the argument, though. we need to just await. Actually, we got rid of that. You're not an async in this one because it just didn't make any sense. And this is the test file path. Right? Yes. Because we write a string test file path. Okay. Now, first and foremost, we expect, because we do you know what? I think we just actually found a bug. Because in the controller, we pad you out if you're odd sized. I don't think I do that because the 3x3 is still valid. Why was I thinking I needed to pad you? I don't know. But we expect that the size X will end up being test data size X plus test data size X minus 1. I'm missing a paren. I am missing one paren. And we expect the same of size Y. Okay, perfect. We also expect, so this starts to get into how I want to handle some things. And this is also going to help us to finish this. We do need to circle back to that. We should also say that we expect the map length. We also need to say is not null, is not empty, just to be diligent here. We expect the length to be that. The map at I guess we can just do 0. It's fine. Length should also be that. Like so. So we're good there. I almost think I want to how do I want to test the I know what I want to do. I want a loop here and just a regular old for I is less than map, or not, the test controller map can't be null, length I++, and then I say for int j equals 0, j is less than test controller map can't be null at j length j++, or not j, sorry, at I. There we go. Inside of here, I want to say test expect test controller map can't be null at I j oh, I expect you to be a room data. Let's do that first. And then I probably need to say that, and then I can say your location, the 0 index, is equal to, this is going to be a little tricky to pull it back out without doing anything over here. What I can do is I can say, like, it'll be slow, but as a test, it's fine. You know, slow in scare quotes. I can say for ID in test data rooms, right? Tiles is what I called you. Tiles. I want to say tile chords, let's just say. I go through here and I say if the ID equals this guy's UUID. Oh, right. That. Or I guess I could do I could just two-string you. That'd be a little nicer, I think. Then tile chords is except for Oh wait, this isn't going to be... This is going to be its own map. This won't be a string. That's what you'll be. And then UUID? Yes. And let's not call UID. I guess we'll call you that. That's fine. That. And we're going to say, after we go through there, I guess we could also do just a breakout once we're done with that. If you're null, continue. Thought you'd be null if you were not. Whatever. We'll do it that way. Actually, I don't need to continue here. I want to fail here. We're just gonna say we expect you to not be empty. Yeah, we'll flip it. Easier to read. And then I can say here, we expect you to be tile chords at 0. What are you mad about? Oh, because, yeah, okay. The X, because you transformed into a coordinate. We're going to do the same thing basically here. Except we'll do 1 and you'll be Y. And that should check that the coordinates are correct. Except you're not a room data. Oh, right, we can't. Of course, you wouldn't all be room datas. This should actually be if this is a room data. Then do all these things. And we're good. Okay, perfect. We do want to check, though, the other tile types. So we do put them in here. How do I want to do this is the question. I want to have a degree of certainty here that they're in the right place and that their coordinates match. Because these guys don't have coordinates. They just have connections. So what we could do is we could say... What should still be... So if I is odd... then we should be still in either horizontal or diagonal, depending. And if J is odd, that's where we should say we expect that what I should do is actually object, I think it needs to be nullable in this case to vibe with the thing that's actually the type of the list, but I'm going to try it without it. And it's about to tell me, yeah, it has to be nullable. Okay. So then I'm going to also say that we're going to expect you to not be null. And that'll clean this up a lot, where I can just say, I expect this tile is diagonal if they're both odd. Wait, no. Hang on. So odds for... So 0, 1. Yes, they're both odd. Then it should be diagonal, I believe. Otherwise, if this is even, this should be a vertical connection tile, I believe. Otherwise, if it's even on the eye, or sorry, if it's odd on the eye, horizontal. And then let's clean this up. I might have messed up that logic there. We'll do... Okay. And because you're expected, it's apparently smart enough to figure it out. Good. Yes. Like so. Okay. Okay, I've got something wrong here. That's okay. Oops. Question is what? Horizontal. Okay. I need to also do tile is not, or rather I should do tile at I j is not a diagonal connection tile. I should do the same, throw in some reasons so they are easier to read. Tile at I j is not a vertical connection tile. Last one, reason tile at I j is not a vertical connection tile. Make sure our message looks good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, right. Well... because this is only vertical if I mod 2. So no, j mod 2 is greater than 0. Because it's obviously 0, 0. It's every other row on the y-axis that should be the connection stuff. Okay, so 0, 1 is not a vertical. No, it shouldn't be. Wait. It should be. It's not. Okay. And that might actually be a bug. Because 0, 1 absolutely should be vertical. And I wonder if it's because I did equal to 1 over here and not just greater than 0. So that's what it really should be. Let's throw in we'll get the runtime type in the test here of this tile. Simple constant string. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Let me make sure that's the right function. That's the one. So I don't want to make an optimized string. I want to spit out what it gives you. Tell me what you are instead of the thing I expected. All right, let's test our error message here. Vertical. What? Oh, I totally messed that up. That's why. here. So this should say horizontal connection tile. Okay. Let me think here. Zero, 1 should definitely be vertical. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, yeah. Horizontal connection tile. Instead got vertical. Okay. But it should actually be a vertical. So I've messed this up. Okay, so if I is odd, which is my horizontal row, my x-axis, if that's odd, then I'm expecting it to be, I've got these flipped. If J, which is my column, oh no, I've got this totally boogered. Yeah, if J is odd and I is odd, then it should be horizontal. So this should actually be up here. If J is even, then it should be diagonal. Otherwise, so if I is even and J is odd, yes, then it should be vertical. Okay. 1, 0. So that should be horizontal. What if I messed that up? Oh, because I'm dumb. This doesn't even enter into it. So if we have, I need a scratch pad. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But this is actually, this is 0, 1, 0, or this is 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0. This is 1, 0, 2, 0. Wait. That. Okay, I'm all backwards in my head. Because I'm starting at the wrong place too. Okay. There we go. And then you're 1, 0. Nope, you're 0, 1. Because X and then Y. Jesus. You are 1, 1. You are 1, 3. Wait, 2, 1, 2. No. 2, 1. There we go. And then you are 0, 2. You are 2, 2. You're 3, 2. There we go. This should be, that should be 1. Yeah. I'm off by 1. There we go. Okay. So X, 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 Y, Y, Y. Okay. It's easier with the graph paper, I tell you. Okay. So, but this is actually going to be doubled. So in between here, so this is a room, this is a connection. This is a room, this is a connection. This is a room. Same thing happens here. And then here, like so. And here, because we also have extra rows in between. So you become 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, and one more row. We end up with this. So 0, 0. They're both 0. They're both even room tile. Horizontally, if they're odd, that's the only thing we care about here. Are you odd? If you are, then you are a horizontal connection. So this comes out of there. We don't care about that right now. Get rid of that too. Okay. Now, if this guy is odd, which is J, here's what I've done. I flipped these two. If J is odd, either it is a vertical or a diagonal. If I is even, and J is odd. That's what I was trying to do here, though. If I and J are both odd, it should be a diagonal. Which should be that. It's hard to think about. I need to flip these the other way around, I think, is what I'm doing wrong. Maybe? So if J is even, and then if I is odd, that's when it should be horizontal, right? Yes. Okay. Now, clean this up really quick. Ugh. Otherwise, if J is odd, which is my y-axis, and I is even, then it should be vertical. Otherwise, it should be diagonal. There. Have I unscrewed myself here? Yes. Okay. Gosh, that was painful. But actually, I want this. This does write too many things because this actually needs to be this. So, if vertical is even, and then if horizontal is odd, we are a horizontal connection tile. I don't want to put continuous in there either. That shouldn't be. Oh, because there's only. No, that shouldn't be in there. Pretty sure. Because we're going through the whole thing. Vertical is even. If horizontal is odd, so we need to say if I is greater than 0. Yeah. Like so. Vertical is even, horizontal is odd. Else, if vertical is odd, and I don't know, can I put this up here? Sure. That'll be fine. So here, horizontal is even, then that means that we're a vertical. We are a vertical tile. Otherwise, is odd are a diagonal. I already got that in here. Okay. Hopefully that's less wasteful. And still correct. Let's up here now say I guess just, well, yeah, we're just gonna throw it in here really quick to check ourselves. I guess when is assert? Let's see here. You have to run the file in assert mode. Assert condition method only runs in development mode. Does Flutter debug enable assert? I think I would still have to flag it, which is annoying. Is assert enabled in test? It's not, okay. Not immediately finding the answer, which is annoying. I'm just going to say, really quick, let's just do that as a quick test. And I got no exception. Whereas if I was to well, it didn't throw the exception. I mean, yeah. I just want to be extra sure that I'm doing this right, because it's complicated. Let me just chuck one in there. This should throw an assert in the test is what I'm worried about. Or throw an exception in the test. Okay. So it did throw an exception in the test. So it would have caught it if this, without that intentional error. So we'll take that out because we don't really want it to throw an exception on that. Especially because that's not a thing that the user could address at all in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's not your, like, the code would have been a mistake, right? So we're going to leave it like that for that part. Okay, so we validated those. Now, inside of here, let's do a commit for this. Rough in the load data test, fix the population of connecting tiles being overly aggressive. Okay, so part of this is going to tie into helping us to finish this up over here, right? The thing we're going to want to do here, though, it's going to be hard to it's going to be hard to pull that data out of the data struct, right? To sanity check here. How do I want to do that? We know what kind of tile it is. We could say that we expect it's gonna be hard. Hard to test like this. Because we need to pull it out, which means we have to go through the test data. And okay, well, maybe that's not too bad. We're going to expect, if we're in a horizontal tile, we're going to expect connections from either side, right? The one to the left coordinate-wise of this guy, we can go through his connections and make sure that they're in, that one of them is in here. But how do we validate them against the data? We would just check them by IDs. We'd have to go through, which we can. That's not the huge deal. Again, it's just a test. We're not like that concerned about the performance. As long as it finishes in, 25 milliseconds, it's fine. So we can expect in here just thinking real quick again. I guess we could also say this is in an expect. Or in an else. Nope, I can't. Can't chain else's like that in Dart, apparently. Okay, that's fine. Unless I put it in the wrong spot. Did I put it in the wrong spot? Yeah, no. I would have to else if it. If I cast it here, then I can do stuff. And because this is all if else guarded, because we guard that bottom one by the check, that's probably okay. I'm concerned about missing something in here. I think that I want to say here, let's do an int room tile count is 0. If it's a room data, before I do this, room tile count ++. And then after all this, I'm going to expect room tile count to equal the length, can't do it that way, test data, tiles, length? I can do it that, okay. Just want to be sure. Yes. Good. And then I also want to make sure that I count my connection tiles. To make sure that they are all counted for as I go through here, I think. And then I can say expect connection tile count, test data, connections, length. Oop. Oh, interesting. So we didn't find them all. Oh. That's right. They won't be equal because this is going to combine. Crap. Because we combine... Like, connection tiles don't actually exist. They're only for UI. And we combine the adjacent tiles to 16 out of 40. Is there... Don't think there's a reliable way to really count them. Actually, we could keep this idea. It's just that we can't do this. We would need to say this would need to be 2 because it's horizontal. This would need to be 2 because it's vertical. So they both have 2 connections in them. But diagonals need to be... Need to put that in the right spot. They need to count for 4. And that would work. But we want to make sure in here also that that this isn't null. This isn't null. And right meow, they're going to be. And we're going to want reason to be Gentile at I, J, I'm going to say you're horizontal, I, J, a null west connection. And I'm going to do the same thing here. For you are the east connection. Oops, there we go. Okay, perfect. So that's failing as it's supposed to. After we expect that, though, what we need to do is well, actually, no, we need to have it not be null first so that we can compare, so we can yank the ID out and then check the neighbor ID, pull his data out, check his connections, make sure we find that ID in his connections. So for that, I think I want a helper. So we're going to do that a ton of times, right? I want maybe a bool. Think here. Yeah, let's just do a bool. Maybe that. We're going to want to do, how do I want to do this? I do want to help her. If I give it... If I give it the neighbor directly... And then I give it... probably the UUID value? Or I could just give it a string. Target ID. Let's just call it that, maybe. Then I can say ooh, except for I can't do that because then I need to just give you because it won't have access to the map controller. I'd have to pass that in, which kind of sucks. I mean, I can. How much am I gaining if I do this, though, is kind of the question. And the other thing is I can't fail the test from in here, I don't think. I don't know that it matters, but it does strike me as a thing that I might care about. Do I want to do that? I mean, I'm gonna have to do this so many times for each of them, right? At least twice for the two, and then 4 times. No, not 4. Eight. Is it 8? No, 4, because you're only diagonals. Yeah, so 4 times on the other. Yeah. So that. So. Can I do? Let's try. mean, that seems to be okay. So my controller map at neighbor coordinate X, neighbor coordinate Y. Here, I expect neighbor is a room data. Or just is room data. True. Reason. Tile at U. Oh, actually, I can do just neighbor coordinate because that has a stringer. Is not a room tile. Instead, got whatever you were. Runtime type. Like so. Okay. So there's that. And then we can say, we want to say, we'll go for, map string dynamic tile data in test data tiles. I should rename that too. That's also on my to-do list for when I go change the server around. Okay, so we go through each of y'all's and we say if tile data UUID equals neighbor I also I forgot to say neighbor equals neighbor as as room data. Now I can get your ID to string. And I say in here for string connection ID in tile data connections. Wait. No. This has found the correct tile, in theory. Then I can say connection ID in tile data connections. I say if connection ID is equal to target ID, return true. Okay, so we found you in there. Otherwise, return false. Okay. So then I would be able to say expect what did I call you? Check connection tile neighbor. Test controller. Now this is going to be coordinate out of I, J. I thought I... Did I put you correctly? Leonardo, how about you? You're a connection data. So I need your ID. That. Two-string. But you can't be null. We just checked you, so that should be fine. Oh, because I need to give you labels, so X, Y, and then I don't have... I don't have any point math in here yet in coordinates, which... do I want to add? Is it going to be useful for more than just this? And would I need to... I probably need to override. What would that look like? Do. That's for equals. It would be. So I would have to do... And then I would need to also test this. What are you mad about? Oh. True. Is what I'd be expecting there. I don't know if I want to do this just yet. To override this just yet. I kind of do. I would need to do... something like this. I would need to do like this. This. That, I guess. What I need to do... Yeah, just this dot x plus c dot x. Except I can't do that. I need to do it in. We'll have to return a coordinate. So I'd have to do this. Right? These guys are unnecessary because of, I'm in here. So I would just do that. And then this. Oh, I guess I don't have to override? I just have to implement, I guess. And if I was to do a minus, I would just do that. So that's not terrible. I would need to say, something like this. And if I was to say test chord, I can't type, is a coordinate, and we'll say that you're at 0, 0, and I forgot that, which isn't the end of the world, but you know. Then I would need sure. Sure. Then I would say test chord plus modifier chord. I guess I could plus equals you. Ooh, except for I didn't. Let's just see if it figures itself out. Now I expect test chord x to be 1, test chord y to be 2. Oop. Would that work? Ooh, okay. Okay. If we add a negative, I now expect you to be -1. Let's also just throw that in for spice. So they should both be -1 now. Okay. Subtract coordinates positive. Minus equals. We expect this to be -1, -2. Gucci. Same deal here, but I want to minus some negatives. So I expect this to be 1 and this to be 2. Right? Yes. Again, for spice, I'm going to throw that in. So I expect this to be -2. No. -1 -1, right? Yeah. I did a minus. Why didn't that work? Why would that be? Why wouldn't you subtract? Just to make sure it's nothing to do with that. Nope. Didn't really think so, but you know. Why wasn't this? It has dropped my... Oh, no, this is my other one. Duh. There we go. So they came in there correctly. So why doesn't that work? Does this somehow... This is some other thing. Shouldn't be any kind of weird... Yeah. That's very, very deeply strange. Stop. All right, I'm gonna have to dig into what's going on there, but I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna call it here for tonight. Let's see, what else did we do in here? Yeah, we're gonna do a commit here, even though it's broken. We'll just commit the map controller test. Drop in the horizontal connection testing logic, add helper for validating neighbor connections. Oh, gosh. One too many M's. You do, sir? Yeah. Gonna call it a night there. If you like this kind of thing, though, I do this 4 days a week for roughly 2 hours a night, starting on Friday and ending tomorrow. So, thanks for everybody who came and hung out. If you'd like to see more, come back tomorrow. I should be here doing it, and I'd love to see you. And if not, we'll catch you guys some other time. Have yourselves a great week anyway.